Alright guys, it's Sensei James and we are here with the junior and youth judo requirements for September through December 2013. Some of this will be repeats from the previous semester, some of it will be brand new. So here's the requirement sheet, just going to go over it with you guys real quick. The throwing techniques are Seoi Otoshi, the drop knee shoulder throw, Morote Gare, the double leg takedown, Kubinagi, the neck throw, Tani Otoshi, the valley drop. And we're also going to work on a single leg takedown defense versus Osoto Gare. That's when our opponent tries to throw us with Osoto Gare. The pins for this semester are the same as last. We have Kazuri Keisagatami, the modified scarf hold, Kami Shiho Gatami, the upper four corner hold, Mune Gatami, the chest hold, and Tate Shiho Gatami, the top locking four corner hold. Miscellaneous mat work, scissor sweep, the knee push scissor sweep, the separation pass going over the leg, and the hip bump sweep from the guard. Self-defense techniques, Morote Gare will be the attack. We're going to defend that by sprawling and crushing and then spinning to the back and then doing what we call the spider monkey. We're also going to have a side headlock attack. We're going to put our arm in front of the attacker and perform Tani Otoshi, then pin our attacker. Vocabulary and general knowledge for this semester. We have some repeats again here. The name of your judo club, of course, wall-to-wall martial arts. What does judo mean in English? The gentle way. Who was the founder of judo? Dr. Jigoro Kano. What is the name of the first judo school? The Kodokan. What are the three types of ground techniques? Pinning, choking, and joint locking. And what is jita kyoi? That is mutual benefit. We also want the kids to be able to count to 10 in Japanese. You can see that right here. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, and ju. And last but not least, we also have some vocabulary words. Kyotsuke is attention, rei is bow, hajime is begin, mate is stop, sensei is teacher, kubi means neck, nagi means throw, randori is free practice, shiai is tournament, and dojo is practice hall for judo. So we'll get these handouts and get them out to the parents here real soon. Be sure you spend some time with your junior as often as possible, going over the questions and answers and also the terminology and names for their techniques. Help them get ready for their promotion. Thanks a lot. See you on the mat. Hey guys, Sensei James here along with Sensei Andrew. We've got Sensei John on the camera for us. We're going to go through the demonstration of techniques that the junior and youth guys and gals need to know for September through December of 2013. Now, some of the techniques are going to be repeats from last semester. Some of them will be new techniques. Our major focus this semester is on competition work, trying to get them ready for the Louisiana Open. So we kind of geared the semester with that in mind. First technique is Seoi Otoshi, the drop knee shoulder throw. From a standard judo grip, we're going to move in real close, body-to-body contact, drop to both knees, pull, and turn. Next throw is Kubinagi, the neck throw. From a regular judo grip, I will go around his neck to trap his head, position my hips close in front, extend my leg out, knee down, toes on the mat, and then I will rock him forward and over my hip. The next throw is Morote Gare, the double leg takedown, or the true Japanese translation would be the two-handed reap. For our purposes, we just refer to it as a double leg takedown. So as my opponent reaches to grip, I pop his hands up and away, shoot in with my right leg, shoulder into his belt, head into his side, grab behind both legs, lift him up, and throw him back. So the next throw is Tani Otoshi, the valley drop. Tani Otoshi is actually going to be used this time as a counter technique, meaning our opponent is trying to throw us with a forward throw, usually a hip throw like maybe Kubinagi, and we're going to use Tani Otoshi to counter that and get the throw for ourselves. So we'll see this from a couple different sides to get a good look at it. He's going to come in for a forward throw like Kubinagi. I'm going to grab or grip him either in his gi or around his waist or even his rear collar. And then I'm going to extend my leg out and drop it on the floor right behind him. I want to fall onto my side as I drive his back to the mat for the score. So from here, my leg goes down, I drop, driving him to the mat, but I land on my side. Let's see that from another angle. Maybe here. He enters for a forward throw. I grip, drop, and turn. Okay, our last technique is another counter technique, another defensive technique. This time my opponent attempts to do osotogari, but maybe he does a poor osotogari. He lifts his leg too soon, doesn't have enough off balance. I'm going to grab and take control of his leg and then either throw him straight down or perform an inside leg read to knock out his supporting leg. We'll see both versions. Trap the leg, lift it high, step in, and drive him down. And the other option would be to cut out his supporting leg with my leg. Lift, step in, and cut. Let's see that from the other side real quick. A bad osotogari, I take control and drive him down, or I cut out his supporting leg. Control, step, and read. Sir? All right, those are your throwing techniques for this semester. Be sure you spend some time with your junior going over these techniques as far as the names and what they mean. If they're going to practice at home, be sure they got a very soft, safe area to train. Otherwise, save it for the dojo. Thanks, guys. See you on the mat. Okay, guys, we are back to demonstrate the pins and escapes for the junior and youth judoka. This is for September through December 2013. We have Sensei John and Sensei Andrew on the mat. They're going to show the techniques for us. We're going to start out with Kazure Kesagatami, the modified scarf hold, and then we'll see two escapes from that technique. You'll notice he puts his arm underneath the armpit, traps the top of the shoulder, locks the other arm under his arm, his legs are out wide, and he has his head down low. Now we'll see an uphill turn escape. Notice how he gets his knees on the mat before he pulls his head out. You must have your knees on the mat in order to have enough power to pull your head out of the hold. And next we'll see a bridge and roll. Grips with both hands, legs close, up and over, just like that. Very nice. All right, our next pinning technique will be Mune Gatami, the chest hold. He positions himself on the side, gets chest-to-chest contact, control of the opposite arm. His knees are on the mat, but notice they're out very wide, keeping his hips down low to the mat. We're going to see first a shrimp away escape. Hand to the shoulder, hand to the hip, turn and shrimp away until you have enough space to get to your knees. Okay? Next we'll see a similar escape, but this time he's going to bridge his body up, make some space, and get his knee into his opponent's hips so he can recover his guard. The knee goes in and he recovers guard. Anytime we're being pinned, if we can trap one of our opponent's legs or get our legs around the opponent's body in the full guard, that automatically stops the hold down clock. All right, our next pin will be Kami Shiho Gatami, the upper four-corner hold. We'll notice that he puts his hands underneath the shoulders and he grips the belt on both sides, pulls his body in close. Notice his knees are very wide and allows him to lower his hips down closer to the mat and put more weight on his opponent. We're going to first see a single bridge and roll, meaning Sensei John will throw both of his feet in a single direction and then he will bridge strongly the other way. Good. And then back to the starting position. Next we will see a double bridge and roll, meaning he will try to bridge one way, his opponent will resist, he will react by throwing his legs completely in the other direction and bridging the other way, kind of faking his opponent out. There's the first bridge, there's the switch, and there's the second bridge. Very nice. Okay. Our next hold down will be Tate Shiho Gatami, the top locking four-corner hold. We're going to sit on our opponent's belt or stomach. We're going to grapevine the legs, meaning we're going to wrap our legs inside theirs to pin them and trap them out, to destroy their base and power. Notice that he has his opponent's arm across his face. He has his right arm underneath the neck, and what you can't see but on the other side is he's going to be gripping his hands together for control. Now this pin has the potential to also turn into a choking technique. So A lot of times our first focus here is going to be to stop ourselves from being choked. So what you're going to notice is that Sensei John is going to push his elbow into the neck of his opponent. You might even have to use your other hand in some cases to help push over. And then he grabs his opponent's gi right there at the shoulder and the bicep. That allows him to have something to hold on to so his opponent can't push that arm back into place. Now he's going to trap his opponent's foot with his foot, and he's going to pretend to comb his hair. So he traps his opponent's hand behind his neck so his opponent can't put that hand out to stop him, and he'll perform a bridge and roll to that side. Just like that. Okay, so let's see that all again without the voiceover. We'll just go straight through it. Excellent. And then for our second escape for this technique, we're just going to show a real simple leg trap, allowing us to get to half guard and stop the clock. So again, we're going to stop that arm from choking us. That's our first step. Now he's just going to reach down with his hand. He's going to push the opponent's leg down, and he's going to trap it, boom, boom, in the half guard, thus stopping the hold down clock. And that's it, guys. Those are your pins and escapes for this semester. They're basically a repeat of last semester, but we are going to be working on a couple of different escape techniques. We're going to be going over the miscellaneous mat work for September through December 2013. We have Sensei John here who's going to demonstrate for us along with Sensei Andrew. First couple of techniques are repeats from last semester. First is the regular scissor sweep. Now when we perform this sweep, we want to follow it over and end up pinning our opponent. All right, here we go. Scissor sweep. Very good. Let's see it one more time. So what we'll notice here is he's going to get control of the arm on the side he wants to sweep to, and he's also going to grip the lapel. There's a lot of different variations of it that you can utilize. You can grab on the same side or the opposite side. The point being we want to trap the arm and also have one arm controlling his body or upper torso. Next he makes some space with his hips, and he puts his knee across his opponent's chest. Now he's going to sweep his lower leg, the one on the mat, into his opponent's knees to knock them together while he kicks with the other leg, performing the scissor sweep. And notice he follows it up top, and from there, of course, we slide right into Tate Shihogatami. Excellent. All right, our next technique is really just a variation of that. It's called the knee push scissor sweep. In this particular situation, our opponent is in our guard, but they've really spread their knees out very wide. They have a very wide base. A regular scissor sweep would be pretty hard to perform. We're going to set our position, but this time we can't kick his knees together. So instead, we'll put our foot on the front of his knee down very, very low to the mat. We'll push that straight back, destroying the opponent's base, and then we'll kick with the other leg. Again, we're always going to follow this over into a pinning technique. Okay, excellent. So that was the knee push scissor sweep. Our next technique will be a hip bump guard sweep. So, Sensei Andrew is in Sensei John's guard. He wants to perform the hip bump. He's going to trap one of his opponent's arms to the mat. He's going to reach over it with one of his arms, and he's going to hug it to keep control of it. He puts his free hand on the mat to provide a base, a lifting point, and then he's going to bump his hips up and twist over. This puts him in excellent position to perform Tate Shihogatami. We're going to see that hip sweep one more time, the hip bump sweep one more time from another angle. It's really, really important that when you perform this, you remember to thrust and lift with your hips. Go to the same direction you went before, Sensei John. I'm going to just see it from this side. Okay. We trap the arm. We post. Notice how his hips come completely off the mat into the air, and now he twists strongly with all his body strength and power and puts his opponent over and then right into the pinning technique. Okay, our last one is going to be what we refer to as a separation guard pass. So Sensei Andrew will be on his back, Sensei John will be in his guard. Remember the rules here when we're in our opponent's guard. First of all, we want to have our knees out very wide to establish a good base. We want our shoulders up very tall, good posture. Our elbows are going to be kept inside. We don't want our opponent to be able to grab us and pull us down. We put our hands right there on their stomach, right around their belt knot. If they try to pull us down, we just let our hands push into their stomach and make it uncomfortable for them. So we want this good posture and good balance. what's going to happen here is Sensei John is going to slide his his right knee from this angle, right knee over right into the center of Sensei Andrew's body, and he's going to start to push back. Then he's going to pop his other leg up. Hopefully this will separate our opponent's ankles and open up his guard. Next, he grabs the pant leg right around the knee or the shin. He's going to shove that down, and he's going to trap it with his leg. Notice how he puts his knee across to the front side, but he's going to leave his foot behind the leg. We cover this over and over with the juniors. It's real important to make them take note of it. This keeps our opponent from being able to trap our other leg in the half guard. Once he has control of the leg, he's going to get control of the opponent's upper body, either by putting his hand across his chest or behind his neck, and he'll get chest-to-chest contact. He will step his free leg over first, then free his other leg, and this, of course, puts us in excellent position for Munegatami, the chest hold. All right, those are your miscellaneous mat work techniques for this semester. Be sure you guys are working on them. Guys, we're back with the self-defense techniques for September through December 2013. Just got two of them this time that we're working on. One of them is actually an old technique we did several semesters ago, so if your kid's been with us for a little while, they might remember it. But it's a real good one. We like to work it in whenever we can. This particular attack, this attempted tackle or double leg takedown, is a very, very common scenario that your kid might encounter with a bully on the playground. He's basically standing there minding his own business, and the other kid's going to try to tackle him by reaching down and grabbing his leg. We're going to do a sprawl and a crush. Then we're going to spin around, hop on his back, and do what we call a spider monkey ride. Basically, I'm going to lock him in with my arms and my legs and hold on tight so he can't do anything to hurt me until help gets there. All right, so here we go. He comes in for the attack, sprawl and crush him down. I'm going to spin around real fast and hop on his back. I'm going to reach one arm over his neck and the other one underneath his armpit, and I'm going to hug him real tight. If he tries to roll over, what I'm going to do then is lock my leg around him as well. And I'm going to hold it real tight. I'm going to take my head and I'm going to drive it in real tight against his shoulder so he can't get to my face. He can't hurt me here. And at this point, I'm just going to hold on to him until help gets there. Our next technique is when our opponent comes up, grabs us in a bulldog headlock. Another very common situation that your child might encounter with a bully on the playground. We're going to see this from a couple different angles, and the defense we're going to utilize here will be one of our judo throws from this semester. It's Tanio Toshi. A little bit modified version, but still the same basic technique. For an adult Aikido practitioner, they might also recognize it as a technique called Geiden Ate. Very, very similar technique. So let's see it from this angle first. So I'm here, my attacker comes up, and he grabs me around the neck, and he's got me in this bulldog headlock. And this is a very common scenario. My hand is behind his back. I want to push it through, and I'm going to grab my opponent here across his waist. My other leg, the one behind him, is going to fall to the mat, and I'm going to turn and drive him down, just like when I do Tanio Toshi in Judo. So arm across, leg behind, as I turn and push him down. Here. From this position, I can go right into my chest hold and pin him to the mat until help gets there. One advantage of putting the arm in front of his stomach the way I'm doing is when I hit the ground, if I don't really try hard to protect him, my shoulder and my arm and my elbow really drive the wind right out of him. It really knocks him hard. So let's see it from this angle. He grabs me around the head. I don't like that at all, so I put my arm in front, my leg behind, and then I just pivot and fall. Pivot and fall, and then right into a controlling position. All right, guys, those are your two self-defense techniques for September through December 2013. Again, if your kids practice these at home, extra caution. Be very, very careful. Best bet is to let them work on those here at the dojo.